Today I'm kind of on another rant again. I was listening to the radio on my way home from dropping my daughter to school, and they were talking about how the pandemic has affected moms and dads and things like that, and how many times you've actually had to call in to or be off of work or be isolated because of your child or something in their school or something like that. And so a lady had called in, and she had to, isolate a few times. And when the second time happened, her company let her go and said, since you're a single mom and you can't figure out your life, we can't afford to keep you on our payroll. And so, of course, being me, it made my blood boil, because I was like, how can this even happen? How can we live in a world where these kind of things are happening and the most vulnerable are getting affected by it? And that could be what's happening in India. That could be what's happening to people here at home as well, with people who are not in the best financial state, who are not in the best health state, and all of that. And so it really got me a little bit upset, because of the fact that actually moms have been affected the most when it comes to the pandemic. There has been moms that have had to leave the workplace. There is moms that have had to get fired from the workplace because of all the extra strain and pressure that there is on them during this whole pandemic that we are going to, that nobody really talks about. And so I want to come to you to help protect you from things like this that can happen. And the way that I do it is I talk to my clients all the time about their finances. And when I put them through my financial program, there are steps that they need to take. And one of the steps that is in there is to increase your income. And that doesn't mean that you're unhappy in your job, or it doesn't mean that you want to leave your job and become a full-time entrepreneur. It just means to protect yourself so that you have some extra income that is coming in, or you are using that extra income to build your emergency fund for a certain period of time, or you're using that extra income to do something that you're really passionate about, that you want to pursue in the future, maybe as a long-term career. And so the biggest thing to do, though, is to make sure that you are in a place where you have an emergency fund set up with a minimum of $3,000. And you also have a rainy day fund, or another part of that, which is like for long-term issues if anything happens, which is equivalent to 7 months of your income. And so a lot of the times people will say, well, how can we do that? Especially as solo moms, how are we expected to do that when we're working, and any free time that we have, we're spending with our children, with our family, and all of that. And so it is very key to learn how to get some more income into your life. Okay, so I'm going to share a couple of tips for you that will help you start thinking about this and see if there's ways that you can generate a little bit of income. So my favorite one, which I always talk about, is decluttering your house and selling stuff in your house. Right now is a great time. There's lots of garage sales going on, so maybe do like a spring garage sale. I've heard of people making like $1,500 in a garage sale. And so really it's, you're exchanging a little bit of your time for possibility of some extra income. And then what you're going to do with that extra income is you're going to put that into your emergency fund. You're not going to spend it on more stuff. And so you could do that. You can also, go onto Facebook Marketplace and sell stuff that you are no longer using. I've talked about it before. I do it, seasonally with my stuff, as well as, like household items. You can definitely do that. Just, sell stuff that you are not using. Sporting items, right now kids are not in a lot of activities. So if you have things that they may have grown out of, you might be, wanting to sell some of that stuff, and you can get some good money out of that stuff that you've got lying around. Number two is really start thinking about banking smarter. Okay. And so what that means is that when we have our money that we're sitting there in our emergency fund, what is that money doing for us? Because it needs to be easily accessible, but you also need to think about what kind of return you are getting on that money. Okay. So really think about that. Make sure that it is accessible, but you're also getting a little bit of return on that money. So it's not just sitting in the bank or the bank is making money off of it. And so really talk to your bank or talk to an investment person to see what's the best way that you can make a little bit of extra cash on there. There is some investments that you can put in and you can get some dividends back on a monthly basis. And so now your emergency fund is making a little bit of money for you on a monthly basis. And so you can really use those kind of strategies, and really recommend talking to an investment professional about it and letting them know that this money is an emergency fund money and it is not for long-term investments. Long-term investments, the goals are a little bit different for that, but this is really meant for emergency purposes. The other one that you can also do is you can start looking for affiliate marketing options, and that this is different from MLM options, but affiliate marketing is just basically, it's places where you use their stuff and you can promote their stuff for free, and they will give you some money back for it. So if you have children that wear a special type of sleeper all the time and you love that sleeper, see if they offer affiliate, because when you post that picture on Instagram or on Facebook and you say, look at my son and their beautiful sleeper that they're wearing today, and if you tag them and somebody clicks on that link that is your specific link, you can get a little bit of extra money on it. I have a couple of affiliate links that I'm with, and it's good little extra gravy that you can make on the side. Number four, you can also do things like enhancing your income for a certain period of time. And so let's say you have a goal that you want to really fund that emergency fund right now. And so maybe doing like skip the dishes or Uber or something like that for a short period of time, ensuring that you can get that extra funds in your bank account to get you settled for that. As well as having a skill that is something that you can maybe offer out to somebody. So there's places like Skillshare, Udemy, where you can put in things that you do that you're good at. Let's say you're really good at putting together resumes. You can put that onto Udemy and people might pay you for that. There's things like Freelancer. If you're really good creatively, you can use Freelancer for things like that. There's also TaskRabbit. If you're somebody who is really handy, people can call you for that. So you can really put your skills to use for you, and you can start making some additional income. And then there's also apps that you can use where you can get some cash back. Okay, so sometimes it's actual physical cash back, or sometimes it's actually like coupon codes that you can use for things like groceries, things that you're doing all the time. So you might be able to use a place like Rakuten where it gives you a percentage back, and so that the next time you shop, you've got some money in that little bank account that you could use towards that. So those are my tips. Definitely, if you are a solo mom and you are struggling through the pandemic, I would love to help you out. Please join my community. I put in a lot of trainings into there, lots of great information. I will drop that into the comments down below, as well as I'm starting a Solo Moms 5-day Jumpstart. So that starts next week. And so if you want to be on the wait list for that, it is limited to 50 people. But if you want to be a part of that, I can put you onto the wait list, and I will drop the link to that in the bottom. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and